Emma is from Mott MacDonald Bentley, currently working as the bidding manager, looking to secure new opportunities for JN Bentley, which is part of the global management, engineering, and development consultancy Mott MacDonald, offering their clients full feasibility, design, and construction services throughout the UK. JN Bentley, along with integrated ventures Mott MacDonald Bentley and JBA Bentley, provides full range of services in the water sector and other engineering and construction markets in the UK. Emma's gotten 17 years of experience and has worked across multiple roles in the project design and construction lifecycle. So with that, I'm going to pass to Emma, and Emma, take it away from here.
Fantastic, thanks Javier. That's a great introduction actually, and probably slightly oversells it, but hey ho, we're all good. So yeah, as you say, we're sort of an integrated design and build joint venture as Mott MacDonald Bentley. So yeah, we're part of the Mott MacDonald group overall. I mean, we in MMB we turn over about £300 million annually. Most of that sort of in the water and wastewater industry, but also across a few other industries. So things like gas transmission and distribution, environment, flood defence, commercial buildings, highways, a bit of everything really. So one of the things is that we're being a fully integrated teams, we sort of have the same teams who take a project right through from assisting our clients with sort of helping to define problems and concept solutions, right through the design phase, right through construction, commissioning and handback. So tools that you can use all the way through that kind of really demonstrate that right from the early stages are exactly what we're on the lookout for really. So I mean, as a business, we're very much committed to digital delivery. It's sort of one of the key themes of our company purpose. So a couple of months back, I transferred internally into our bidding and estimating team. And one of the things that I noticed there was actually we probably weren't quite living that aspect of our purpose. For the sort of the digital delivery really that very early, even pre-contract stage, so not just pre-construction but properly keep pre-contract. Kind of thinking about it when I joined the team, I guess one of the reasons maybe that we didn't really have those sort of 3D and 4D processes set up at that stage of the project was probably around cost in pre-construction. So, I mean, when we get into detailed design, delivery, that kind of thing, we're usually building fairly advanced models through our design phase. We've developed fairly extensive component libraries, including all kinds of metadata and everything within each element. And these complex models, they really add value in construction. They save us time and cost on site and ensure that we get everything right the first time. But with that, very much as sort of Javier was saying at the start, it usually comes with some fairly highly paid technicians and experts with some very big and expensive computers. And then at the bidding stage, it's kind of more difficult to justify that expense really, because say you might win, let's say 30% of the projects that you bid for, you're carrying quite a big overhead there for maybe not all that much success and not all that much output. So I'll just share my screen there. Javier, can you just give me a nod if you can see that? Does that work?
We're good.
Fantastic,
yeah,
thank you. So as I mentioned, we've only sort of been starting on this over the last few weeks really. So we're quite early on in our CM Builder journey, and we, as I say, we do quite a lot of sort of civils work and things. So this excavation tool is absolutely brilliant for us. So this is just sort of one that we're working on at the minute. It's a flood defence scheme for a client. So there's an existing main river down here, a watercourse backing up, and so we were focusing sort of modelling up this existing channel. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting floodgates in here and building a flood defence off to the side. So yeah, fantastic to see that demonstration of the excavation tool. I've learned a few tips just from watching it. But I mean, the kind of things that we're looking for in the sort of the bidding and estimating phase, really that pre-contract phase. I guess there's two things. We're firstly looking to be able to really quickly compare options, look at different methods, all of that kind of stuff, see what actually works to be able to demonstrate it with confidence. But also we're looking at, right, what's important for our clients? What do they want to see? The questions that we generally get back from clients aren't so much about the detail of the engineering. They're about, right, how is it going to interface with the public? How are we going to sort of manage flows, manage flood risk, all of that kind of stuff as you're going through. So being able to sort of put details on very quickly and show around, as I say, this is just a work in progress model rather than a sort of a final visual, just to show, right, we're going to put a public footpath diversion around here because we're closing this route off through the site and all that kind of thing. It's absolute gold dust in the bidding and estimating phase of projects, as well as then having something really tangible to be able to then hand over to our sort of detailed design and construction teams when it comes to that stage. So you can show it very clearly. You can show, right, this is where we're going to be taking construction access. This is this is where there's going to be public pedestrian access. This is where we're going to have our cabins and everything. You know, you can then phase the works. You can bring in machines. You know, we're looking at doing some sheet piling here, so you can go, right, am I going to be able to do it off a crane? And you go, okay, so we can reach all the sheet piles on this side, looking at the crane, but the ones on this side, I mean, this is a typical crane that we've got on our fleet. We're either going to need to hire in a crane from elsewhere that's bigger to reach these, or we're going to need to look at a road closure over here to do it. And, you know, just having that ability to very, very quickly sort of model up and think about the scenarios and the options, say it's absolutely fantastic for us. And, you know, you can kind of go through, you can very quickly demonstrate, you can very quickly get to costs, get to programs, all of that kind of stuff as you go on. So yeah, it's I'd say it's one of the real good things to have come up this year for us. We're always on the lookout for new projects and everything, and yeah, so far it looks like a real good one. So thanks, Javier. I'll hand back at that. Is that okay?
No, that's fantastic. I have, you know, so many questions to ask, but I think I might hold off for the end so I don't take over. But one thing that's really really neat to see from a kind of estimating, bidding, and pre-construction perspective is, you know, this is, I think, the only presentation you'll see today where there's no imported model, right? So there's no imported IFC file from, say, Revit or ArchiCAD or, you know, Tekla or something like that. You're getting to some output, you know, using the mass. Everything comes in the product, which is kind of nice, and being able to make those decisions quickly. So pretty cool to see, and it's nice to see the progress you're making, Emma, and the rest of your team. I know you got quite a few people in there meeting weekly with Pedro and going and doing the implementation. So it's really great. Thanks, Emma.